Hey everyone, today on Flixit, we're diving into Along with the Gods, Two Worlds. Follow along as we unravel the journey of firefighter Kim Ja-hong through the afterlife, facing challenges and encountering supernatural elements. Stick with us for this laid-back movie chat. And, before we jump into the full video, make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated with our latest content. Alright, let's dive in. Firefighter Kim Ja-hong emerges from a burning building, carefully carrying a young child in his arms. The girl runs towards her parents, and Ja-hong hobbles after her, but no one seems to notice him. A female voice calls out his name, and he turns around to see Lee Deok-chun, who introduces herself and Hwan-mak as the defenders for his death trial. Ja-hong has perished in the fire while saving lives, and he can only watch while his colleagues weep over his limp body. Ja-hong refuses to follow them into the afterlife because he is worried for his deaf and mute mother. But he gets sucked into the portal nonetheless. At the entrance into the afterlife world, Grim Reaper Gang Rim greets Ja-hong. Deok-chun remarks excitedly that Ja-hong is the once-in-19 years esteemed guest because he died a noble death. These three responsible for him will gain a chance for reincarnation if they successfully guide 49 spirits, and Ja-hong may be their 48th. There are 7 levels of hell. In the first court, hell of murder he encounters is for causing the death of others. As a firefighter, he didn't manage to save his colleague. His colleague had persuaded him to escape with the casualty first and come back for him. But before Ja-hong could do so, the building exploded. The judge acquits Ja-hong. In the second court, hell of indolence, Ja-hong's guardians present his selflessness and diligence. Ja-hong blurts out that he only worked for money and is about to be punished when Gang Rim interjects, stating that the money was to support his brother and ailing mother, and therefore secures his second acquittal. On the way to the hell of deceit, ghouls attack as the physics of hell begins to morph. This change indicates that a member of Ja-hong's family had died and become a vengeful spirit. Gang Rim leaves the party to investigate, while the remaining group proceeds. Ja-hong is accused of writing fake letters to the family of those who had died, one of whom is Jae-yeon, the daughter of his fallen colleague. Gang Rim supernaturally links with Deok-chun from the living world to defend Ja-hong, stating that he had also written fake letters to his mom to cheer her up, allowing her to focus on her health, and that the letters to Jae-yeon, despite her actually understanding that her father was dead, helped her cope with her loss. The evidence is thrown out and the charges are dismissed. Gang Rim determines that it is Ja-hong's brother Soo-hong who has become the vengeful spirit. In the human world, Gang Rim is trying to figure out how the brother, Kim Soo-hong, died. Turns out another soldier, one Don-yeon, who seems mentally challenged, had accidentally shot him, and the superior, Lieutenant Park, had covered up for him. His brother was simply reported as being missing in action from the army. Watching the brother's death, Gang Rim has flashbacks to the past when himself was a warrior, and how his father died. Fourth level, cold-heartedness. People who did not help others are frozen in ice. Ja-hong passes this easily. Trio pass through the hells of injustice and betrayal. Deok-chun tells Ja-hong how none of them, besides the Grim Reaper, has their memories. She's envious of how Ja-hong has his and can only appreciate the beautiful surroundings around them. Ja-hong remarks that he loves the scenery, and Hwan-mak accidentally reveals to Ja-hong that his brother has died vengefully. The cable car that they are taking start to shake, and 3 of them are almost tossed out. In the mortal world, Gang Rim is digging up the grave of the brother. Hwan-mak arrives and confronts him for messing up with the mortal world. They are supposed to destroy the bodies, not dig them up. Both of them engage in a fight, and Gang Rim manages to gain the upper hand without trial. In the army, Lieutenant Park tries to convince Don-yeon to take a break outside. Gang Rim follows Don-yeon to a club and observes that the disco ball is played with by the vengeful spirit of the brother. Gang Rim immediately chases the spirit and manages to trap him at a tower. Now a vengeful spirit, Soo-hong reveals that he was essentially buried alive. He was barely alive after the gunshot, but they did not save him. Gang Rim says that because of him, Ja-hong is having a hard time in the afterlife. But the brother replies that Ja-hong had left home 15 years ago and doesn't care about them. The 5th level of hell is betrayal. He passes. Gang Rim is back with the gang, and Ja-hong pleads for them not to destroy his brother. That they cannot do. They can only bring people across the afterlife or destroy them. Don-yeon visits the mother and passes her a map before running off. Soo-hong peers over her shoulder. In the mortal world, Don-yeon sings the song that the brother had taught him while tightening the noose around his neck. Don-yeon kicks off the platform, and as he hangs loosely from the ceiling, Soo-hong begs Gang Rim to save Don-yeon and would do anything in repayment. Gang Rim cuts the noose. In the hell of violence down the hole, The rocks vibrate widely, and the three of them are tossed around. Hwanmak sighs, saying that this can only mean that Gang Rim is interfering with human affairs again. Su Hong bows respectfully to Gang Rim and pleads with Gang Rim to deliver some words to Don Yin. He sings to Don Yin, and the brother tells Don Yin that he didn't do anything wrong and not to waste his tears over what has happened. At the same time, all hell breaks loose in the afterworld. Deok Soon gingerly says that there was a victim of Ja Hong's violence. Ja Hong watches the scene of him beating his brother up when they were kids, as his mother slept soundly. Su Hong watches as Lieutenant Park arrives to fetch Deok Soon, and Gang Rim brings him to collect his body. The prosecutors say that there was no indication of forgiveness, and the god orders punishment for Ja Hong. Deok Soon runs forward to ask for the case to be heard together with the next hell. This means that if Ja Hong isn't ruled innocent in the next court, those responsible for him will never have the chance to be reincarnated. So Oh Hong walks alongside Gang Rim and says that on the day that he was beaten, he had awoken to see Ja Hong sitting blankly next to their mother, clutching a pillow above her head. The defenders confront Ja Hong that he wanted to kill his mother, but Ja Hong corrects them, saying that he wanted to kill his whole family. He had prepared sleeping pills for himself. That night, he ran away from home because of his guilt and to protect his family from himself. Gang Rim and Su Hong arrive back at the military base, only to witness his mother charging into the square. She wears a sandwich board asking for redress for her son, and Lieutenant Park almost throws him out before she pushes the map into his hands. They can only watch as his mother is being pushed to the floor and sent into an ambulance, and Gang Rim advises Su Hong to let his mother live her mortal life afterworld. Hwanmak cuts down sand spirits one after another. Su Hong gradually transforms into a vengeful spirit again and breaks the chains that Gang Rim had put around him. He tosses Gang Rim aside, and the desert afterlife swarms violently around them. Su Hong transforms into a raging tornado, and Lieutenant Park runs to drive the ambulance to safety. Gang Rim tries to bring each man to safety and calls for Hwanmak. Suddenly, Ja Hong pushes Deok Soon aside, and she stares at him in shock. Ja Hong is slowly sinking into quicksand, and he desperately pushes Deok Soon aside. Her screams are heard by Su Hong through the portal that Hwanmak came by. This gives Su Hong pause, and the moment of distraction allows Gang Rim to take him down. In the afterlife, a sandstorm brews around them, revealing the final hell. The god of death awaits them and pronounces Ja Hong guilty. Deok Soon argues passionately for him, and the god reveals that on that night, the mother was not unaware. She knew that Ja Hong had wanted to kill her. The god of death exclaims that his mother had lived her life in guilt and remorse, and Ja Hong cries that he is guilty. This is also witnessed by Su Hong. The sentence is read out to Ja Hong, but as this happens, a great disturbance occurs. A voice calls out "Mother" and shocks everyone. The scene reveals that Gang Rim has allowed Su Hong to visit his mother in her dreams. Su Hong is dressed in red robes and says that he had successfully become a prosecutor. The two otherworldly beings, Gang Rim and Hwanmak, stay dutifully outside, and Su Hong laughs that they are his subordinates. They witness Su Hong sobbing as he asks his mother for forgiveness for his bother and how his brother had spent the rest of his life working hard to feed for them. In the dream, their mother replies, and this is the first time they have heard her voice. Both brothers are surprised, and their mother say that she has never blamed them and everything was her fault. She apologizes and embraces Su Hong tightly, calling out Ja Hong. Su Hong gently. Ja Hong runs forward and grabs at the sand portraying his mother's face, and the god of death proclaims that Ja Hong is not guilty. Ja Hong has gained his chance at reincarnation. As light surrounds Ja Hong, he bows deeply to Deok Soon and thanks her for her help. Even the prosecutors shed tears as they watch Ja Hong leave the levels of hell. Back in the mortal world, Su Hong cries as he sends off the ambulance. Gang Rim smiles and says that Su Hong is a noble person as well. Hwanmak says that if not for Gang Rim's pleading, he wouldn't have come to the mortal world, and Gang Rim realizes that the previous fight with Hwanmak was actually the god of death himself. A parcel arrives for the mother in the hospital, delivered by Gang Rim. This contains the rice cooker and final letter that Ja Hong wanted to gift his mother. Gang Rim arrives at the gates of hell, accompanied by Hwanmak, Deok Soon, and Su Hong. Gang Rim tells Hwanmak to follow him in fighting the army before them, so that Su Hong can become their 49th person. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more awesome content. Your support means the world to us, and it helps us keep bringing you exciting movie discussions. Thanks for hanging out with us at Flixit, and we can't wait to see you in the next one. Happy watching!